Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a software engineer intern, and this is a success story. This person said my ratio before, which is how you can tell how good or bad your resume is, was 1,000 applications to 0 interviews. That is how bad this person's resume was before watching my videos. They said, I saved their life. I don't know about that. I did help, but I appreciate that. And I ended up getting interviews after using your formatting and advice. I feel there is still room to improve and would like to change a couple of bullet points. Your advice is the best. GOAT. That is what they wrote. And again, this person was getting a 0 to 1,000, which is how many applications it takes to get an interview. My advice typically gets people a 1 interview per 7 application rate. And this person is getting a 1 to 50 application rate. So I'm expecting this person's resume to be good, but there's probably stuff that's missing. This would be the equivalent of a C- resume, is a 1 to 50. So what do we need for an intern? We need this right here. We need degree, basic knowledge of tech stack, language, SQL, cloud, AI, object-oriented programming, RESTful APIs, just like a real basic part of your knowledge. A lot of interns make mistakes of trying to make their resume some kind of crazy complicated thing with like a ton of leadership, and you don't want that. Unless you're going for an actual leadership intern position, of which a software engineer intern is not. Then we need the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. So I need to be able to find that in 20 seconds. That is how long recruiters have. And I need to find that in qualification format, not keyword format, which is a big difference. So I am expecting to find some of that. Let's see what I can and cannot find. Also, I literally did not sleep last night, and I think I have a cold, so bear with me. Today's episode may be a little off, but if you can get past a recruiter that is sick and has literally not slept in 24 hours, then your resume is really good. Because sometimes in the real world, people get sick. They stay up all night. Their dog barks in the middle of the night, and they are not going to be paying attention. And if your resume is good enough, they don't need to. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Degree good, SQL, Python, okay. Perfect. Data validation, read rating, consistency, improved accuracy, variables, workflow support, work with lead, helping the team access and built a Python pipeline to establish patterns, feature process and CV data set, Jira help. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. I understand why this is a C- instead of an A+. So you have most of what I wanted. And a lot of people will be like, what is this resume? There's nothing in it. Yeah, that's kind of what you want in a software engineer intern. So things that were good, you mentioned some basic tech stack. Down here, you did mention that you helped the team, so how you worked with the team and people who were going to be your boss. So that was very good. Right down there. And then, yes. So what I would change about this, your formatting is fine. This person is using my formatting. This is what it should look like, which they did exactly. And down here is how you can do it in the link below. The formatting wise, actually, the only thing I think I would change is this. Whoa, what was that sound? This should sound like this should be one line. You should put this into one line. Oh, no, you have a minor. So if you have a minor, then what you want to do is put this in a little bit of this. So minor in mathematics. So just put a little period there. You'll be fine. Now down to here. I actually would like a little bit more. I would like, you have SQL, you have Python. That's good. I would like cloud. I would like object-oriented programming. I would like a little bit of RESTful APIs. I would like, and my brain is not working. Just like a teeny bit more tech, just a little bit in the first one, because this resume. Okay, so again, I am exhausted. Let me hope I'm explaining this. The other thing I want to say that you did well is you wrote the whys perfectly. So when you're making a bullet point, there are 4 things that matter: what you did, how you did it, the non-technical reason you did it, which is the impact. The impact has to be non-technical, and where you did it. And you did that perfectly. I want to give you props. People are like, how do you write this basically? Well, this is it, right? Use SQL and Python to check data and improve workflows. That is the how and the what. So healthcare information stayed organized, accurate, and easy to use. Perfect. That tells me what you did, how you did it, the reason you did it, and where you did it. Well, where you did it is just anywhere here. So very good. And to let everybody know what a keyword is what the hiring team needs. This is what a keyword would be. Anything in the qualification section of a job job description is a keyword. But recruiters are not keyword hunting. We are qualification hunting. And a qualification is what I just said. The what, the how, the where, the why. And this person did that perfectly. So how you write a good sentence is this. So this hurts my soul to say is you actually needed a little bit more keywords. I would prefer a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point, a maximum of 6. And this only has 2, which is SQL and Python, right? You told me the what, you told me the why. I just need a little bit more of the what. Then here, this I don't think has anything I need. Data validation, reviewing records, and corrected inconsistencies doesn't really contain anything I would want in a software engineer intern, which improved accuracy and reduced avoidable errors. Good why, but no what. So I would actually create a different sentence for this one. And then here, workflow support, worked with the lead analyst. That's the ability to work well with others. Helping the team is good, but that's only 1 keyword. So what I would like you to do is, A, we need to show that you can take direction and criticism, because working with the lead analyst doesn't mean you listened to the lead analyst, but it does mean that you at least can work with others. So I'd like to see how you can work with others and take direction and criticism. I'd like to see a little bit more of the tech, which you kind of did down below, right? Like you have it, but I'd still like a little bit more. Like, built a Python pipeline that cleaned network traffic, found suspicious, turned results into reports so people can understand. Again, perfect why. Most people just have keywords and we have to reject them. Your qualifications are very good. I want to give you props for that. I need more of these, which hurts my soul to say. Most everybody has keywords, but no qualifications. You have qualifications. You just need more keywords in those qualifications. Because this has 1, this has none, this has 1.5, right? We're going to count Git and GitHub as 1, and then Jira probably not. So I need a little bit more. And then again, this one down here has 2, built an app that sorted algorithm by HTML and CSS user comparison. Again, perfect whys. I love the whys. Everybody messes up on the whys. You did the hard part. The hard part is getting the whys down, but you did it. I just want you to get a little bit more of the stuff up here, and I am missing that you took direction and criticism, but I did find the ability to work well with others. And this is what gets it. This right now, this resume is getting 1 interview per 50 applications, where before it was getting 0 interviews per 1,000 applications. So this is what a C- resume looks like. And before people are like, wow, you're roasting this for C-. No, C- is a pass, right? Getting a job is pass or fail. This is still a pass. This would still move forward, but I can understand why it's getting a 1 in 50 instead of a 1 in 7 to a 1 in 15. And usually I get people a 1 in 7. So assuming you haven't already found a job by now, which you might, again, this is enough to get you a role. This is the stuff that you're going to need to put in. It's just a little bit more. But overall, this is a successful resume, and this is how you make a resume good. And if you're wondering, like, well, why is the formatting good? It looks so ugly. Yeah, that's a feature. If you noticed, I was able to read all the way down to here. Most other resumes, in 20 seconds, I'm able to only go to here. So the formatting entire purpose is legibility and how far down I can go. But again, good job. That's all I can really say on this. Just some minor issues that you need to fix to get a 1 in 7. And before we go to the next resume, I just want to say if anybody needs more help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlestheadhunter and right here on YouTube. I review resumes live. If you want to join, you can get your resume reviewed during that time. And to my members on YouTube, thank you very much for your support. They get access to videos early, and if anybody wanted to support this channel, they can do so in the link below. But I wanted to thank you a lot. Your support means just a lot to me. So thank you very much. And let's go to the next resume. This is a data engineer. This person is getting 0 interviews. They are targeting new grad data engineering roles. So let's see what they're doing wrong, because if you're getting 0 interviews, then something is critically wrong. Even if you need an H-1B or an OPT visa, or you need a company to sponsor, you should still be getting a minimum of 1 in 100. That's just how tough it is for internationals. So, all right, what do we need for a data engineer? We need Python, ETL, ELT, SQL, Cloud, and its equivalent. Again, I don't know what the Azure equivalent to S3 is for AWS or the GCP, but you will need the equivalent for that. DataX, data models, data lakes, etc. The ability to manage and communicate data plans to non-technical people. This is critical. Your job is to explain to Bob. Bob does not know how to turn on their monitor. Bob is a stakeholder. Bob holds the future of your job in their hands. You will need to explain to Bob why a data lake model using SQL, Python, Kafka, and Hadoop is better than a potato farm, right? And you're going to have to explain that to them. And if you cannot do that through the resume, that means you can't do it in person. And again, I'm not saying build a tool that does it. I need you to explain how these things work to non-technical people. That is one of the biggest skills you can learn. That is probably the most evergreen skill you can learn in the corporate world, is explaining complex things to people that are not technical. I need to see that you met or have met multiple deadlines, that you've used big data, so Kafka, Spark, Hadoop, Git, the industry you're in, so like healthcare, SDLC, etc. And then rare but nice to have is Tableau, Power BI, AI, BigQuery, Snow, and CI/CD. Excuse me. So I'm expecting to find almost none of that, or something is going to be wrong. So 20 seconds on the clock. Where did the clock go? There we go. 20 seconds and go. Process. I don't care. Don't care. Okay. Doesn't matter. Redshift. Hot dog. Integrated for data screen. Hot dog. Doesn't matter. And lead QA for time. So remember in the last resume, I said most people mess up on the qualifications and not the keywords. This person has about 50 to 70% of the keywords I'm looking for. But I am not looking for keywords, I'm looking for qualifications. And this does not tell me the non-technical reason they did it. Why do I care that you saved 30 hours per month? Why is that impressive? I don't know. Why do I care that you centralized data into BigQuery? I don't know. That's a hot dog. Why do I care that you enriched 8 Redshift tables contributing to medallion architecture? I don't know. That's a hot dog. And I don't hire based on hot dogs. I hire based on hamburgers. So I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant and I would like 1 cheeseburger, please. And they say, all right, 1 cheeseburger coming right up. So they go back to the kitchen and they bring you back 3 hot dogs with cheese on the side. And you say, that's not what I ordered. I'm a little confused. Why did you, this is not a cheeseburger. And the waiter says, no, this is what you wanted, because a hot dog can have cheese just like a cheeseburger. A hot dog has meat just like a cheeseburger. And a hot dog does have a bun just like a cheeseburger. So when you wanted a cheeseburger, what you really wanted was 3 hot dogs with cheese on the side. And you would walk away without paying. And this is that exact thing. When I am looking for data lakes, data model, SQL, and cloud, you gave me enriched Redshift tables. Integrated 4 data sources into data warehouses, fine. Enabling a self-service dashboard consumed by 5 teams running ad hoc requests by 30%. What is that? Yeah, I kind of want data lake, and I want data warehouse, and I want Tableau, but the rest of that is a hot dog. Why do I care that you had CTE and window functions with materialized views and scheduled queries improving data availability for downstream analytics? I don't know. That's a hot dog, not a hamburger. Automated Salesforce. That one could be under industry. Salesforce could be there. Reporting, building, and Airflow. What is Airflow? I don't know. Hot dog. ETL. Finally something I want. Hamburger. Python. Hamburger. Redshift. Hot dog. To integrate, clean, and enrich. I don't care. So not only did you not give me enough keywords, you did not tell me the most important part, which was the non-technical reason you use them. And because you did not do that, you've already proved that you are unable to manage and communicate data plans to non-technical people, which is a qualification they want for you. So your hyper-technical things are so difficult to read that they prove you are not qualified for the job. I understand that you are smart. You have a master's degree. I know a little bit about computers, right? Well, I do know some about computers, but I would be foolish to say that I know nearly as much as you. I don't. But it doesn't matter because the person hiring you does not have that time to look through this and understand. Your boss might be non-technical. You might be hired by an engineer that knows what they're doing, but you might report to Bob who can't turn on his computer. And Bob needs you to fix his computer and data lakes. Does Bob know what a data lake is? No, but it doesn't matter because their boss is breathing down his neck. So I'm gonna need you to take this resume and I'm gonna need you to delete it. Again, you had some of the keywords, but you wrote it in such a way that it proves that you're not qualified for the position. You need to make these non-technical. The previous resume is how you do it. If you want to look for that, that is how you do it. I need to know why. What was the point of functional access for 30 hours per month? What was the point of it? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What was the point for improving data availability? Why do I care about data availability? I don't. I'm looking for data lake. I'm looking for SQL. Also, your formatting is very, very bad. This is hard to read. And if you noticed, I only got down to here. Where in the other resume, I was, well, this doesn't show, down to here. Where in the other resume, I was able to get down to here. So even if this person is an international, it doesn't matter because your ratio should still be a minimum of 1 in 100 for internationals. That is what I can get internationals. That is how hard it is. But this would be this makes sense as to why this is no interviews. This has filled with hot dogs. And you don't tell me the qualifications, you only tell me the keywords. And keywords do not get you interviews. Qualifications do, which include a keyword. So fix your resume, delete this, start again, make it in this format, make sure you're within the first 100 applicants to apply, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of another software engineer intern. So their previous resume was a 1 in 50, which is a success. A 1 in 50 is a success. This is their new one. So let's see if the new one is better or worse. We already know what we need. Degree, basic knowledge of tech stack, ability to work well with others, and take direction and criticism. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Boop. And let's see if they do or do not have it. And start. Work with a team of devs. Good. To build automation tools using Python to help the team. Perfect. Used Git, GitLab, and Jira. Zooming daily synchronized. Perfect. Used GitHub. You didn't need to double this. Increasing code speed and production. Built TCP network tool C++. Configured a CD pipeline automatically run integration. Good. I like a lot of this. I actually think this is a little bit more than a 1 in 50. My big thing here, the only thing I didn't really see was take direction and criticism. Well, exchange feedback with the team. Yeah, that works. That counts. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Not a ton of notes. I'm going to be very, this is, I think, better than a 1 in 50. I'm going to be extra critical on this because I want to make sure they don't, because it can take a while for me to review people's resume and I want to make sure, but this does pass. So one of the things you want to do is you don't want to repeat the same keyword in the same job. So as an example, GitLab here is good. You said GitHub. Yeah, I don't know if this last bullet point has enough stuff. You already said Git. I would say, you already said Git, you said GitLab. I don't know if we need GitHub Copilot, but I guess that's a little bit of AI. My biggest issue with this is there's only one keyword here, where this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is perfect, and this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's only one keyword here, and this is a bad why. Increasing coding speed and productivity is not a non-technical reason. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. So this one should either be wrapped up into another bullet point, or alternatively just delete it. Because yeah, I'm just not seeing it there. The rest of it I like. Yeah, I don't really have any other complaints. I might want this to be a little clearer about exchange feedback. So maybe instead of just exchange feedback and received feedback with the team to implement in the next stand-up. I just want you to be a little clearer on that because they might miss this. But otherwise, I like it. Yeah, again, this is a pass. We've got 2 good internship resumes. Is there anything I'm really missing here? Maybe the clarity on AI. Like, I know GitHub Copilot is probably the AI, but again, I don't know if they may necessarily know that. So I'd like it to be a little clearer, but again, good job overall. Those are very, very minor complaints. This is a pass. Next resume. This is an embedded systems engineer. We need a degree, C, Python, TCP, IP, real-time operating systems, RTOS, Agile, microcontrollers, ISO, debug systems, type of industry and what you're working on. So like aerospace engines or nautical hulls, I guess. Basically the industry and what you're working on in that industry. The nice to have, you don't need all of this, but it's nice to have a couple of them, is SPIORT, ITC, network protocols and standards, DHCP, IPv6, v4, GitHub, GitLab, Docker, and Bitbucket. I cannot speak today. This person's ratio, it was previously 1-in-70. This is their new resume. They want to know what they can improve. So this is their second time. Okay. Hold on. You're graduating in December. It may just be too early for you to apply in the first place. Unless you're going for an internship, but I don't think you're going for an internship. Are you going for an internship? They're in chat right now. But yeah, so just letting everybody know, companies rarely hire you prior to 3 months before your start. So if you can't start until 4 to 5 months from now, you probably are not going to get an interview in the first place. Now, there are some big international companies that hire very much in advance, but they are not the norm, even with the size of those companies. So if you are graduating more than 3 months, you're just probably, the resume is not really the issue. It's just the fact that you're graduating too late. So especially, I will say this, the worst time to search for a job is in November, December. So if they are graduating in November, December, they really only have October to search for a job before they just won't find it until January. But on the plus side, January, February, and March, best time of the year to apply for a job. So, anyway, I'm assuming they're looking for a full-time role and not an internship, because these would be different qualifications, but let's find out. So, 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Slight change this. Good. Developed a real-time operation plus on Linux for software development, improve my controllers. Nope, too technical. Developed UART to reduce power consumption, product quality. Kind of. Used hot dog and improved not hot dog, but you already mentioned it. And achieve high frequency. Nope, not related. And time. Okay. So, I see why they're having some difficulties, not counting when they graduate. They do have a problem with making their stuff too technical, and I agree with them. So, developing a real-time operating system using C++ on Linux. I'm just not going to be able to speak for this video. That's just going to happen. To facilitate software development and improve microcontroller maintainability. Why? Why is it important that you improved microcontroller maintainability? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Why is that important? Does it reduce the chance of something breaking? Does it stop your product from exploding? Does it make your product easier to use? I don't know. I don't actually know what product you have. In fact, that's actually kind of a big thing here is I specifically said I need the type of industry and what you're working on. I don't see it. I don't know what this is overall. So you're already did not have the type of industry. Again, improve product quality. Okay, but like, what was the product? I don't know what your product was. And then you already mentioned microcontrollers earlier. So again, the rule for this is keyword once, good. Keyword twice in the same job, bad. Keyword twice in a second job, good. So you should not have microcontrollers here. You should have it here. You should have it here. But again, I don't know what this is. And that's kind of a real problem is, what is this? I don't know. So this is what I said earlier is most people struggle to get the non-technical wise. And this is one where it has the keywords, but not the non-technical. So you need to tell me what product this is and what industry this is, because I don't know. I assume, so it's software development, but like the software could be what you're working on, right? I need to know the industry and the product. Second, I need you to tell me what was the point of this. What was the point of this? You could say to make our product, a flying football, easier to use, right? That would be a fine non-technical one. But this doesn't tell me what you do, and it tells me in a super technical way. Why do I care that you improved microcontroller maintainability? I don't even know what a microcontroller is. I know that I'm looking for it. I don't know what it is. Developed UART, blah, 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 to reduce power consumption. Okay. And improve product quality. What is the product? Why did it improve product quality? I'm not looking that you improved the quality. I'm looking about why did you improve the quality? What part of the product did you improve? What is high frequency? Why do I care? I don't know. Remember, I need you to understand that you are talking to somebody, or alternatively, and this is not just the recruiter, this could be the manager. The manager does not have the time. The manager gets hundreds of applications. They are busy. They only give it 20 seconds as well. In the interview, they will go through your whole resume. But when you first send it to a manager, they will look at this and be like, I don't know what product it is. We're aerospace engines. This isn't aerospace. I don't want to go forward with it. What is their product? I don't know. Why did they do this? I don't know. There's no impact. Like, it's not me. It's the manager. I only tell you stuff that would work for the hiring manager and the recruiter, because only one is bad advice. But yeah, I don't know what you did. You set it too technical, like thereby facilitating informed actions. You gotta zoom out. You're too zoomed in on the product. To the point where you didn't even tell me what the product is. You have to tell me what was the point of what you're doing. The business why was the point. And yes, at the end of the day, everyone's job is to either save money or make money at a company. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking how you did what you did allowed them to save or make money. What you did in simple terms allow them to understand what you did for whatever they do. And at this point, I don't know what that is. So is this the worst resume ever? No, it's not, but there's a reason we're struggling here. The other thing I wanted to mention is you don't need to put this here, right? So you want to put U.S. citizen, and then down here, you want to put U.S. citizen, fluent in English and Spanish, so switch these, right? U.S. citizen, fluent in English and Spanish, and then down here, put moving to X by Y date from Y, because it doesn't matter that you're in Texas if you're moving, right? Like, who cares? As long as you're in the U.S., or even not, because you have the citizenship. So you want to switch these, right? Switch these, U.S. citizen, fluent in English and Spanish, and then here is where you put where you're moving to. But that is it for this resume. Next resume. This is a resume of a DevOps engineer. We don't know this person's ratio. They said they're coming from a non-traditional role where I wear many hats. I'm struggling to find a brand for myself. Please rip this apart and would love to see what I need to do to move forward. So the weirdest, I would say the most hypocritical thing about hiring is nobody hires generalists. But once you're in a job, they expect you to be a generalist. So many companies will refuse to hire generalists or jack of all trades, master of none. And then the second they hire a specialist, they expect them to be generalized. That's unfortunately just the nature of it. So you want to make sure your resume is hyper-focused. And you can have more than one resume. But yeah, it's just probably the most hypocritical hiring thing is like, nobody hires generalists, and then you get there and you're wearing every single hat. So, for a DevOps engineer, we need DevOps, cloud, and its words. So AWS, EC2. Again, I don't know what the Azure or GCP one is, but I should know them when I see them. CI/CD, GitHub Actions, coding languages, so Python, Java, etc. PowerShell, Bash, Linux, Unix, infrastructure as code, IAC. You don't need all of these, but at least 2 or 3. Kubernetes, Terraform, Helm, Ansible, Chief. And then monitoring platforms such as Prometheus, Grafana, or Datadog, and a bonus for AI, Databricks, and industry. So, they told me to rip this apart, so let me rip and tear. 20 seconds on the clock, we don't know their ratio, and go. This doesn't matter. Where's your degree? Okay, you haven't graduated yet. Okay, the formatting is awful. This doesn't matter as much. Okay. Architected, developed, and maintained internal Python applications from the ground up. Why do I care about that? Replacing manual user for... Okay, no. Design software, then no. And time. So, this is a problem of bad formatting. And I told this person in chat, but again, they're graduating in December, and it might just be too early for them to apply. It's very rare for companies to hire prior to 3 months before you can start. And this person would not be able to start until 6 months from now at the time of recording, which is June 17th. So they're probably just too early in applying. But saying that, this resume needs to be yeeted and deleted. My biggest problem is partially the formatting and the bullet points. There may be some good stuff buried deep in here, right? Like if people spend 2 minutes, I might find Linux or Unix or infrastructure as code or Kubernetes or Terraform. The problem is no one's going to dig that far down. And because your resume is so chaotic and the formatting is so off, because this is a weird way to write this. I was like, okay, you have a bachelor's? Wait, you have this? Wait, what? And I got very confused. Which took away precious seconds. And then I was only able to make it to here because this stuff was filled to the brim with hot dogs, right? Python, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, but that's it. Why do I care that you made software with an emphasis on engineering best practices? Why do I care about maintainable code? I don't. Why do I care about modular architecture, documentation standards, and version control? I don't. Those are hot dogs. Took ownership of the full SDLC. Kind of. That counts as industry. But again, I can't only find 2 things in the first 3 bullet points, and it takes me nearly 20 seconds to do that. So I'm going to need you to delete it and use this format. With your other degree, I would just put another one down here and just put a minor in psychology, right? Like, I don't know if this matters as much. You know, it's fine to put. That's actually a tough one. Would that help or hinder you, or would it not matter? I don't think it would matter. So it's okay to put BA in religious studies, and then a minor in psych. So make sure to, but it should only fit 1 line. And then this one again should fit on 1 line. Cloud computing from this. Remember, you can use the acronym for your school. It does not have to be the full school name. You can use your acronym to make it fit into one. I graduated from California State University of Northridge, so I put CSUN on my resume, which, again, this is not my resume, but my real one, which has been a while, CSUN would go on there. And then here, though, again, I just don't have what I'm looking for, right? Like, again, maybe it's further down here, but all of these things are incredibly technical. They're incredibly dense, and they're filled with hot dogs. Do I care? I do care. Do I care about shell scripting? I think I do. No, I care about PowerShell, not shell. And one of the first things you know as a tech recruiter is that Java is different than JavaScript. Heaven help you if you confuse those two things. Problem is, this implies that PowerShell may be different than shell scripting. This implies that infrastructure as code might be different than IAC. This implies that Node.js is not necessarily JavaScript. So that doesn't mean that's what it is, but that's something you need to learn as a recruiter. And your life will be better for learning it if you're a tech recruiter. So my problem, again, long-winded, is just I don't see it. I don't see what I need. I don't see the qualifications. I think there's not enough keywords, and you don't tell me in a non-technical way. Communicated AI algorithm concepts and non-technical stakeholders. Again, you can't just say communicated. You have to tell me why you did it and the result of it. If you tell me communicated technical plans, I need to know the result, right? That doesn't have to be like a 30% increase. In fact, it shouldn't. It should be like so they could understand the tech and make better sales decisions, right? I need to know that. But right now, this is a nightmare to read. It's a hodgepodge of everything, and I just don't see it. I don't see what I need to move you forward. I only see like 2 or 3 things. So fix this resume. Fix your formatting, make it easy to understand, make it clear, make it concise. And if it's not a hamburger, do not include it in your resume. But that is it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And to my members who get access to my videos early, thank you very much for your support. If anybody wants to join, they can join in the link below. But I could not do it without all of you. Thank you very much. I'm a small channel and I really appreciate your support. So thank you very much. And let's go to the next video where I'll help you get ahead of your job search. Later.